Hello everyone, I am here with a flip through of an ocean journal. Now this cover I posted on Instagram, on Instagram and a couple places on Facebook after there was an international collaboration between a bunch of artists and they all were doing fast flow stitching. So I made this cover, a fast flow stitching cover out of a Tyvek envelope that I just got at Staples and a whole bunch of trims and ribbons and fabrics that I had. And I laid them out and I did some fast flow stitching on them and then glued them down to the envelope. And then I made a journal out of it. So this is a flip through for the journal. Now on the front, instead of having any one focal, I decided to do all these little, these are bulb pins and dangles and things that I made that I just attached to, let's see, to the fabric. So there's some bubbly ones and there's some shiny blingy things. See if I can get the camera to pick it up. And some more bubbles and some sea glass, and there's a fish charm and there's a nautilus charm. And so I threaded the beads right onto the bulb pin, but then I also used, like, you know, the earring, the straight pins that you use for earrings. I threaded the beads onto there and some there ones there. And then there, these are some tiny embellishments that are designed for your fingernails. So I have a whole bunch of those that I got off Amazon and some sandy ones. So that is the front. The closure, that's the back. And the closure is some of the larger Tim Holtz eyelets, but I used the patinas to color them because I didn't like the colors that I had left. So I just colored those with some of the Ranger patina. And then I've got some Sari silk closures that I threaded through. And the edges, I have a lot of fibers along the edges, along the side there. Okay, so let's look inside. So this is inked muslin fabric. That one bead is a little chunky. I preserved the pocket there. And I have, the inside is, as I said, inked muslin, just inked with the Tim Holtz distress inks. And I've also inked a lot of tracing paper, and I have a lot of fibers and a lot of sewing. And the sewing here I have, this is fast flow stitching, and I have like a metallic thread. And this front one is a pocket. And this is a journaling card with a napkin, and I printed out a bunch of my ocean quotes. Oh, and I also made some stamped clear sticker, clear label paper. So this is a signet stamp, and then I used Tim Holtz stamps on the inside. And the papers in here are embellished or what did she say? She called it, I forget what she called it, but it's watercolor and it's ink and it's sand, and it's also some of this iridescent medium. This is just cheapo Michael's iridescent medium. And then I sewed some fibers on so that they stick out and you can see the image through the inked tracing paper. And so this is a lot of that same inked paper. Here's one of those sorry, it's not tracing paper. This one is the clear sticker paper, label paper. And I have some of those tiny embellishments that are supposed to be from nails right there. Here, I have a box of them. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in this box, I ordered a set. It came in a set. Oh dear. Why is that not opening? There we go. Of these. And These all came as a set, and they have all these interesting little embellishments that are teeny tiny, and they stick on very nicely with art glitter glue. See, there's some scallop shells in there, some sea stars. And then they have, these are whole round pearls. And then they have a lot of the flat half-back sparklies. And then these half-back, half-flat sparklies. And more flat-back sparklies. And some gold embellishments. And then some, these are flakes. Plasticky flakes. Obviously, I haven't opened these yet. These worry me. I don't know how I would even begin to manage those. I think they'll get everywhere. So I'm not sure about those. But the rest of these I really like. And then these have some like gold trimmed flat back pearls. Very fun stuff. So I use those as embellishments. And you can see some right here. And I replaced the clear plastic of the window envelope with some inked tracing paper. And this is a fabulous Nautilus stencil that I've just recently purchased that I'm in love with. And this has a pimped up, I think she called it, piece of paper, coffee dyed paper. It's got a label and it's got a quote. And that's just a very large journaling space. And that slides in there. You can see the writing a little bit through there, but it's very vague. So I have a lot of fibers and a lot of trims. There's a sun and some of those half flat pearls. And there's a little tiny sea star embellishment right there. And this is a bit of a tuck, although I haven't stuck anything in there. That's the other side of the envelope. And I tea-dyed the paper, but I laser printed the paper with some of these images initially. And I just love how these papers came out. I'm just thrilled. I love the patterns. They've got some Inca gold splatters on them. This is a tag with some real nautical chart paper, and that's inked and dyed watercolor paper on the back, and there's the pocket itself is inked and dyed tracing paper. As is that pocket. And then in this pocket, I have tracing paper layered pockets with some of those signet stamp embellished stickers that I made. And then there is an ocean quote on that really gorgeous paper. I think this is one of my favorite pages. Oh, and in the back, there's the bubble stencil, and there are two different stencils there. There's that kind of stone bubble stencil and the Nautilus stencil. Let me get those for you. They're right here. This is the Nautilus stencil is the Crafter's Workshop, and it is by Carmen Medlin. And here's the number. I love the stencil. It originally came as a 12 by 12, which was too unwieldy and large for me to use, so I just cut that one up. And then I also used this one, Lavinia. This company is my new favorite company. I have some of their stamps. Their stencils are gorgeous. I just am in love with all things Lavinia. And this is the Pebble ST010, and it's called Del Bellos Designs. And I just ordered them off Amazon, all of this stuff. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. More trims. And my fun papers. This is a Mackie stamp of a little sea dragon. Love him. And this is the This is the mixed media paper edge. You know, it's perforated and a spiral bound, but I just love how that came out. So I kept that. And this is held in with a teeny tiny clamp. And that's just another one of my tags. I think that's my watch telling me to breathe. Nope. Nope. Family text. And some more trims. And this is my favorite ocean poem with a pocket and a journaling card with, that's a piece of napkin onto a piece of tracing paper onto one of those cards. Oh, and there are those same stencils on the back. And there's a hidden octopus hiding on the back of that fold. And a polar bear. And this is the center. The center of the signature has some beaded ends with some charms. And this is a journaling card that has a nautilus shell and the Fibonacci sequence. And that is a different company that made that stamp. I forget who made that stamp. I don't see it right now in front of me. I will, oh, here it is, indigo blue. It's this indigo blue Fibonacci swirl stamp. Love that stamp too. That's one of my absolute favorite stamps of all time. And then there's some Inca gold in a silver color and some fibers, some stenciling, and one of those signet stamp stickers with with this stamp on it. This one is called Mountainside Crafts. I'm not sure where I got that from. I've had that for ages. And that slides into that pocket. And this also has some freeform stitching on it. And this is another journaling card that has, this is a Lavinia stencil and some napkin and a quote. And that's the back. And that's the center. And here are I love how this page came out. It looks so icy. I love that it's a beluga because it looks so cold and icy there. And here's another pocket with another one of those journaling tags. And some more cool papers and another tag. This is one of those very cool Tim Holtz paper clips, and this one actually lifts. I sewed around the contour there just because I just loved how that corner came out. And here's another, oh gosh, was I on screen? I think I was. Envelope with some stenciling, and that stamp is actually stamped onto the, when I replaced the window with the window plastic with the inked tracing paper, I also stamped a fishy on there. And this is a journaling card. This is, I think this is mixed media paper, so it's kind of thick. So that slides in there. And there's a mola mola. And this is a belly band. So this is fabric. And there is a double pocket tag on with quotes on here. Both have quotes and images. And some more of those little blingy bits from the nail decorative kits. And then this has a journaling card. This is a napkin. I adhered this napkin with glue stick, so it has like a velvety feel to it. And there's a quote, and there's free stitching with the metallic thread, and there's that salty, inky back. And that slides in there. And then here is a tracing paper pocket with another tag and a quote. And some more journaling pages and trims. I love that. These are just like clear sequins, but they reminded me of, I don't know, fish eggs or bubbles or something. Thought that was fun. And there's my stamp. So Signet Stamps, I don't know if you know this, also makes custom stamps. And he made me a custom Oceanodroma stamp for my journals. And I forgot I had it. And then everybody's been using his stamps again. So I dug that out. And the back cover is another pocket. And there's the quote, "Every time I slip into the ocean, it's like going home," by Sylvia Earle. And that slides in there. And that is the end of that back pocket to pocket. So this is a custom order. But I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching. Would love to hear from you. So give it a like and a comment. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and a great day. Bye-bye. Stay safe.